Welcome to Gene Key Transits. So, we are talking about Gate 49 in the quantum human design, which is the catalyst, and the gift of revolution in the Gene Keys. So, the Gene Key is the shadow of reaction, the gift of revolution, and the city of rebirth. And this is an Aquarian energy. We're talking about new moon Aquarius, folks. It is Aquarius and it's a new moon. It's all things new and it's all things different and it's all things we're trying to confuse people right now. I'm kidding. We're not trying, but it's part of this archetype um, of wanting to have something extreme enough for people to recognize the need for change. And so it's this emotion, again, if get something done, and it's not just important, it's necessary for survival, for the ultimate desired outcome. All right, so that's another translation of survival. And so we're just coming from the full moon, or we were casting off old ideas of what it means to be a leader and taking up our version and standing for what the right for all to have their version of leadership and it not having to look a certain way. So in this revolution, this is again the way that you are doing that. What if you let go of the old stuff that used to drive how you allowed yourself to be and allow yourself to act? Like what has changed about that? And what are you going to do differently in this new energy of revolution? What are you going to evolve into the next level of beingness in a way that you wouldn't even recognize what came before? What is that higher vision and concept for you? That's my question. But let's talk about what I brought up from Karen Curry Parker, relationships rooted in common values. So she really is honing in on this relationship piece of we can only be in reaction, which is the shadow, remember, when we are in relation to each other, right? So that is the reality. We are only needing to be reactive if we are afraid of the rejection. So if we're afraid of rejection from the other party or from the community, or society or humanity, if we feel like we're going to be rejected, then we tend to put up that reactive force first. And it's an emotional reaction to meet the needs of survival, right? And it's not like survival as in like even the survival piece is like not the active side of survival. This is the beingness side of survival. Like I have to be bigger, be more. Our tribe has to be the bigger and the more for me to survive. Right. There is more, it's deeper than that, right? It's deeper than just, oh, I gotta act stronger. No, this is no, I have to do what's necessary. We all know people from the tribes of, you gotta do it, you gotta get it done, right? So there's that. The challenge here is that not let fear be the dominant factor in how we are feeling and reacting. So, our emotions are never wrong. There's nothing, wrong with feeling a certain way. It's a lot of it can be instinctive. So there's a truth to that, that maybe at some level, this is a survival thing, right? If we accept that, then we can choose to react from a different place, from the vision that we're carrying for the future. And so um, our vision for the relationship can lead here with Karen Curry Parker. Welcome to Gene Key Transits. So if you're in fear, you're more likely to not want to commit or quit before, the full commitment. So not to compromise your value is the key here. So this is basically the fear really is that you will be obscured or annihilated by the other party. That's why we make them the other. That's why you can, anytime we're othering others, we're driven by fear and rejecting what could end us in our and our belief systems and our ideas and our, as part of it. So, so if you're not compromising your value, like then you are in relationship to that. You're saying, okay, I'm in relationship to others, but I am also fully acknowledging and fully presencing myself. You're less likely to have the imbalance, right? But that is the challenge. What does that look like for you? Are you compromising your value? Um, and the contemplation I pulled from Karen Curry Parker is, what do I need to start right now to be aligned with higher principles? Now from Richard Rudd is that the whole point of the DNA structure here is to stay asleep and unconscious, and when we have emotions, that is for the only purpose of survival, and that it allows you to cut off from others to survive. So in other words, cut off those emotions so that you can kill an animal or an enemy, the other. Okay, this is a deep energy. So I believe in telling the truth, folks. The reality is this is the energy it's coming from. You're like, hi, oh my God, sounds like I do my business content, girl. If we're about to do some conscious evolutionary business out here, then we got to know what evolution looks like. So that's my point. And as long as you see your own people as good and others as evil, you remain a prisoner of the 49th shadow. The fuel reaction is the fear of rejection. One of our greatest fears is of being severed from this feeling of unity. So being in the feeling of unity with your mother, with the universe, with God. And if you feel like somebody's separating you from that, you're more likely to react, which is what makes religions dangerous. Because if you feel like somebody's separating you from God, people kill over that. That's why there's some wars going on right now. Okay, so the trick is not to others other out of the fear of being annihilated. So nice way to say this, right? My programming partner is the fourth key shadow of intolerance. So this is it, y'all. This is about like, what are we tolerating? What do we think we have to tolerate? What are you tolerating? Because on the other side of that is not tolerating it. And what do you think has to end for you to exist in love and life? Like that is some place we can examine a little more deeply. But the fun part, the fun part is global consciousness is emerging, and our relationships are mirrors of that. So we're starting to have more relationships that are in connection and co-creation instead of competition. And I'm going to end your business because my business is better, right? So the more that we are living these truths, that we can be connected over being separative and feeling like others can exist for us to be strong and healthy and survive, the more we understand that, the more we get to live in a better world, right? So what is emerging is that we are interconnected and there is no possibility of rejection or abandonment. So a lot of that was quotes from the book of Richard Rudd's Gene Keys. Okay, so let's get to the 3 things to receive in this new moon Aquarius. The first is a vision for the society you're championing. So if you already have one, let's get clearer on that. If you didn't know that you could have one, it's time to get started. Number 2 is a friend, collaborator, partner who agrees with that vision. So find somebody that is in agreement on that and create something together is the next piece of it. So number 3 is apply that energy of rebirth, because that is the city of the 49th gene key, to revive a current project or creation or start of a new one. Okay, so there are your 3 things that you could do over the next couple of weeks. You got 2 weeks. You don't have to do everything in a day, folks. I know that this doesn't feel that way always in business, but you don't have to do everything in one day. And so yeah, so things that I consider is always kind of what comes up in my chart when I'm trying to focus in on what would be a good idea to post for content at this time. And some questions for you guys to kind of feel what comes up for you around your own energy, or if you're looking at your own charts. How are you helping others be a powerful voice for a new way of being together in community? And what kind of people do you want to hang out with? Right. So we call everything community and we're like, everybody's invited. And then we realize, oh, actually, you know what? I'm looking for, let me be more specific. Because when you say everybody, first of all, they're like, well, I'm not everybody. Nobody's going to respond to that. They appreciate it. They appreciate the the feeling, but they're not going to respond to it. There's no, oh yeah, that's me. They don't recognize themselves when you say everybody. So what kind of people do you want to hang out with? Like, I want to hang out with people who like tea. Like, that's a predominant feature. I want to hang out with people who read, who are interested in loving and growing them, who they be, right? I love spiritual conversations that aren't icky. Meaning they aren't in this survivalist fear based thinking. And what else kind of community? I love music. I love voices. I love people doing the work to be in more self-expression. Yeah. Yeah. Because when we aren't fully expressing ourselves, we're blaming others for not expressing ourselves. So if we just get on our own work, then we wouldn't be criticizing so many others for doing that work. Okay. Here's 3 content ideas that may work for you. So you can list 5 things you wish people understood and knew about what you do, or about themselves and what you do. Okay. You could also do a unique take from your combined expertise. So this is the Aquarius now, folks. Don't come out here saying the exact same thing that Joe Dispenza said, right? Or I don't even know if I said the name right. Like, don't come out here like regurgitating people. Mm-mm. Yeah, I know that sounds like me, but it's not. I'm giving you my own take on what they've said. Because you see the difference, there's a difference between like kind of ascribing the knowledge and then just assigning it. Like, oh yeah, I learned that. And it's part of what I do now. And never crediting people. Crediting people is part of making it yours, believe it or not. Academics know this, but we're still learning this on social media. Um, what it means to be successful in your community. So, not everybody has the same version of success. And don't work your butt off for another person's version of success. What does success look like in your community? So, I work with entrepreneurs. I'm interested in people are here to change the world and have the greater vision of this Aquarian age community. That's who I'm working with, right? That's who I'm running with. So what does that mean in your community, right? So watch out here for codependence. There's the shadow of the other side of that, shadow of intolerance, the kind of when we are trying to activate this energy out of a need, out of fearing what could go wrong if we don't activate this energy, then we can drive into a need for the other party to, again, be like you, be a certain way, end their beliefs and assign themselves to your belief. We gotta let each other be ourselves if we want permission to be ourselves fully. Recap of content ideas for new moon in Aquarius. So the first one was 5 things I wish people understood and believed about themselves. So that could be in any shape or form about your work, your transformation, and what they will see differently once they know about you and your work. And the second is a unique take from your combined expertise. So that could be up with your new partner that you decided to work with instead of be jealous of, or just all the different experiences from all the beautiful wisdom that you've collected over the years. And the last one is what it means to be successful in your community. So, what's different about your version of success? Tell them so they know, oh, this is my version of success too. I'm going to. Right. So, and that is our Jinky Transits for the week or 2 weeks. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you being here. And if I don't see you and chat on YouTube, then I'd love to see you at one of my events. Check my links in the comments.